Okay, what's going on, guys? This is your boy Be Easy from Be Easy Sports, and I just wanted to come and talk about this, man. And because I already know, if it hasn't happened already, I already know the transfer portal and NIL haters are just having a field day with this story. So as you guys know, probably already know, Caden Proctor, he was, I believe, at least the number one O lineman last year, coming out of Iowa, actually. Commits to Iowa in high school, then decommits to flip to Bama. Cool, right? Plays for Bama, starts for Bama all year, has a pretty up and down year, but he's good, right? He's gonna grow to be a pretty good player. Nick Saban retires. He says, you know what? I'm good. Nick Saban was the one that obviously recruited me, so I'm going to get out of here, right? Okay, cool. No problem with that. Transfer portal's there. It's open. Cool. He enters the transfer portal. He decides to go back to his home state of Iowa. Cool. Obviously, there's some money there. As you can see, the Swarm fundraises $100K. Let me just start off by saying that no fan funds were used to get this guy when it comes to this Swarm fundraiser account. Okay, there was no fan involvement. Okay, so he gets this money. He collects the NIL money. Cool, everything's good, right? He's going to be in Iowa. He's going to be there. Come fall practice, and what does he do? He collects his check and heads back to the portal and is actually planning, at least reports say, he's going back to Alabama. As far as since this video has been made, it may change, right? I don't know. Doesn't, as you can read, does not have to pay Iowa the NIL back. Okay. So here's the thing. I'm okay. First, let me start off by saying I love NIL. NIL is something that should have been done a long time ago. The NCAA should have got ahead of this years ago, actually. All right, I love NIL. I actually like the transfer portal. I don't love it, but I like it. I don't love it for this very reason right here, right? It's this reason because there's these loopholes that, honestly, I'm sure it's going to happen more and more. Lane Kiffin has already said, according to The Athletic, that he believes this is going to happen more because there's two opening windows. There's the December transfer portal, and then there's a spring one coming up in April. And a lot of guys, what they can do is be on like a 6-month deal, collect the NIL money, and go somewhere else if they don't like it there or they just want to collect some bread. I don't know. Just depends on what the situation is, right? I'm not a fan of that. This is the part of the transfer portal I don't love. That's why I don't love it. I like it because I do love the mobility that these players have to go to whatever school they want to go to. Everyone has their opinion on that. Some say they're scared of competition. Some say that, they're getting out of a coach's thumb because they're screwing them over. Both can be true. That's whatever. That's okay. Okay, whatever. I don't like this right here, though. And this is something that the transfer portal haters or NIL haters were waiting to happen, and it has, right? Caden Proctor is the face of that. Look, I just, at some point, I just hope and pray that at some point the transfer portal has some checks and balances, right? There's just certain things that you can't do. And I understand the argument's going to be, well, coaches don't have to do this. Coaches can leave whenever they want, and I understand that, right? And I believe there should be checks and balances with that, but we don't see coaches doing this a lot. We don't see coaches taking a job, and then if another one opens up, they take that one, right? I know everyone's going to say Lane Kiffin. I know Lane Kiffin's probably a person that shouldn't be using this, but Lane Kiffin, at the very least, from what I remember, at the very least, went to Tennessee. I believe he finished out the whole season, and then he left in the middle of the next year. I could be wrong. I didn't look that up. I probably should have, but Lane Kiffin was at Tennessee a long time. And then also, I know another example where Bobby Petrino was going to be the coach of the Atlanta Falcons, but then, he leaves to go to be the coach at Arkansas, right? But let's remember that Bobby Petrino, right, was supposed to be there to coach who? Michael Vick. Michael Vick goes to jail. He doesn't get to coach him. He leaves. I get that. I just don't know the reason why somebody would do this right here, right? Understanding that you're going to a school, you sign with them, they're excited, they raise some money. Now, I'm not worried about this Swarm company or fundraising $100K. They're going to be fine. Losing $100K, that's like $10 for them, whatever. But it is a situation where I don't want to see this happen often. I hope it doesn't. I hope this is kind of a one-off. But this is exactly what could be wrong with the transfer portal, and I'm hoping that it doesn't get to a place where everyone's doing this all the time. Going to school back to back to back to back is fine. I don't care for it, but it's what it is. You can choose to go to whatever school you want to go to. But going to a school for like 6 months and then collecting some bread and then leaving, and going back to your original school, that's just not a good look. Especially for Caden Proctor, who I think is going to be a pretty good player. Who I hope, he's a kid, so I'm not going to be too hard on him. But I just hope this doesn't happen too often. But anyways, go ahead, guys. Give me a like. Give me a comment. Let me know how you feel about the situation. I already know where this is probably going to go. But let me know. Leave your comments below, and I'll be looking to respond to them. You guys have a great day.